Welcome to Tuesday's Tips from SewVeryEasy. My name is Laura and let's talk walking feet. I really like using a walking foot. There's many different applications that it is really great to use. Very thick fabric, fabric that's slippery, fabric that's puffy, and of course quilting. Let's cover today how a walking foot works, how to put it on your machine properly, and how it works together with your machine. Most walking feet look very similar. Some will come with this little U-hook, others come with a bar. But the purpose is that this little U-piece or this bar will move up and down. And that motion works with feed dogs on your sewing machine. The other thing with a walking foot is you will find a lot of them will have a hole in the back. And that hole is made to put a bar in. Now there is another style of walking foot, and this is a lot of times with an industrial machine or a very, very old machine. One part will go onto the machine and then this fits onto the shaft. So let's get to the machine and see how to set these up on the machine properly. Now I am going to be using my Baby Lock machine, but you will be able to use the same application on your machine to set it up. So these feed dogs on your machine move, and they take the fabric and they pull the fabric into the back. And the foot on the walking feet also have the feed dogs, and they move. So they will move together with this. So when the fabric comes in, the feet here and the feet here will move the fabric in the same speed so that they walk evenly. Unlike a regular foot that is flat, the fabric is expected to slide here. So this is actually going to help grab the fabric and pull the fabric into the back. Now let's get this on. Some machines will have a long enough shaft and you're able to put it right on. If you have a shaft that is very high, then you will need to add an attachment, and it will come with your machine. And here's the attachment for this one. So you're going to remove this screw, and then this will go on. And you will see it has that shape to go on. It's going to go on, and then with this hole, you're going to put the screw back in. So the extension has been put on, and like I said, your machine might not need the extension. The next thing is this little U, and that U needs to fit over this arm here. This little part here will need to go here, where your normal foot would go. So put your U on first, and then slide the foot over, and then you will just need to tighten that screw right there. So if your machine does not have this U and it has this flat bar will sit on the top. Now when the walking foot is lowered, the feet will line up with these feet. You see how the feet are working together, and that is going to pull the fabric into the back. Now here's the hole in the back, and the rod will just fit into that hole. This little rod will be able to go in both directions from this piece, so you can have the hook on this side and you can have the hook on this side. Now this bar is adjustable, and you will be able to set it so that the distance from the needle to here is what the distance is you want to set it. It's that simple. Once you have this set, you're going to be able to have that bar follow that last line of stitching. So you've done one row, you've done a second row, and now I'm going to be able to do the third row using this bar. So you can see now how the walking foot works with the bottom feet and the top feet working together. It prevents the fabric from shifting, so it stays exactly where you're going to want it. Then, of course, we do have the bonus of that little marking foot. So a walking foot is really a nice foot to use, especially if you have that thick fabric or slippery fabric, and definitely is very good for quilting. Thank you for joining me today on Tuesday's Tips from Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe, and as always, come on back and let's see what we're sewing next time in the sewing room. Bye for now.